Good morning, students. Welcome you in my class. Students, today I'm going to teach you, or I'm going to explain you the next poem of your Flamingo book. The name, and this is the last poem of your Flamingo book. Okay, the name of the poem is Aunt Jennifer's Tiger, and this poem is composed by Andrew Rich. So first of all, I just want to tell you about the poet or poetess. Okay, Anne Rich, she was an American poet, essayist and feminist. Okay, she has published 19 volumes of poetry. A strong resistance to racism and militarism echoes through her work. Okay, if we talk about the poem, this poem, Aunt Jennifer's Tiger, addresses the constraints of married life a woman experience. Okay, it talks about the problems, okay, the difficulties of a married life that only a married woman experience. Poetess in this poem has tried to explore the inner feelings of a woman who is living under the dominance of her husband. If we talk about the theme of this poem shows how the power of patriarchy, how the power of man controls women's forms, but not their minds. It controls women physically, but not their mind. The poem makes this point by presenting the wild, interesting and powerful tigers embroidered by Aunt Jennifer and contrasting them with Aunt Jennifer's oppressed life. Okay, the poem also deals with the pathetic condition of a married women all over the world. So let's read the poem. Aunt Jennifer's tiger prance across a screen, bright topaz denizens of a world of green. They do not fear the men beneath the tree. They pace in sleek chivalric certainty. Okay, if we talk about the rhyme scheme, okay, the rhyme scheme of this poem, screen green, AA, tree, certainty, BB. The rhyme scheme of the poem is, of this stanza of the poem is AABB. Okay, let's note down the meaning. Prance here is moving or jumping proudly. Denizens, a person, animal that leaves ground or found in a particular place. Okay. Sleek here is elegant, chivalric like a gentleman. Okay. So let's read again. Aunt Jennifer's tiger prance across a screen, bright topaz denizens of a world of green. Topaz here is a stone, okay, a stone having a bright color, like a yellowish color. Here, poet is describing a lady. Okay, the name of the lady is Aunt Jennifer, whom she addresses, or you can say whom she addresses as Aunt Jennifer. She says that Aunt Jennifer is doing embroidery on a piece of cloth, which could be a tablecloth or a wall hanging. She has designed it with beautiful tigers. Okay, she has designed beautiful tigers on the piece of cloth, okay, which could be a tablecloth or a wall hanging. She designed it with beautiful tigers which are running fearlessly, prancing, which are running or moving or jumping fearlessly in the green forest, denizen of the world of green, in the green forest. She has described their beauty by comparing them with a precious yellow stone known as topaz. She says that they appear bright yellow in the green backdrop of the forest. They are fearless and they are not affected by the presence of man. They do not fear the man beneath the tree. Okay, they do not fear or they are not affected by the presence. Who are they here? Tiger. Tigers are not affected by the presence of men. Okay, here, so here we can sense the contrast behavior between the tigers and Aunt Jennifer. Though the tigers designed by her are fearless, but she herself is afraid of her husband. Okay, further the poet says that the tigers are proud and fearless, but she herself is afraid of her husband. Okay, that she herself afraid of her husband, but the tiger she embroidered, okay, are proud and fearless citizens of the forest. They are very shiny and elegant, and they are walking like a gentleman, walking fearlessly like a gentleman. Okay, so if we talk about the poetic devices, first of all, rhyme scheme, AABB, anaphora, here in third and fourth line, 2 lines, okay, continuously start with the same word, they and they. So that's why anaphora poetic device has used here. Metaphor, okay, when the color of the tigers compared with the topaz directly, okay, then metaphor poetic device is used there. Okay, now move to the next stanza. Aunt Jennifer's finger fluttering through her wool, find even the ivory needle hard to pull. The massive weight of Uncle's wedding band sits heavily upon Aunt Jennifer's hand. Okay, if we talk about the meaning of fluttering, here is shaking or trembling. Okay, poetic device, alliteration poetic device has used here. Okay, fingers fluttering, F sound is repeated here, so that's why alliteration poetic device has used in this stanza. Aunt Jennifer's finger fluttering through her wool. Okay, here the poet describes the fear of Aunt Jennifer toward her husband. Okay, she says that while she is doing embroidery, therefore she trembles. Okay, while she is embroidering the piece of cloth, it has become difficult for her to pull her needle up and down because her fear toward her husband. Then she described the wedding ring, Uncle's wedding band here used for wedding ring. Then the poet described the wedding ring which was given by Uncle to Aunt Jennifer on their wedding day. She says that it is a kind of a burden for her to wear this ring. Okay, that wedding ring is a kind of burden that she has worn on her finger. She has been tortured. This ring is a burden for Aunt Jennifer? Because she has been tortured by her husband. Okay, she has been tortured by her husband so much that the wedding ring seems like a burden to her. She has faced so many difficulties in her married life that the little ring is described as a heavy band on her trembling fingers. This means that the ring is associated with some bad experience in the form of torture she has faced because of her husband's dominating behavior. Okay, and you know her husband also, her husband doesn't like his hobby of knitting or embroidery. So that's why she feared, okay, she feared and frightened, and because of the fear, her finger used to flutter at the time of embroidery. Okay, when she used to do embroidery, her finger used to flutter, and her wedding ring seems a burden to her because she was tortured, okay, by her dominating husband. Okay. Let's move to the next stanza. When aunt is dead, her terrified hands will lie, still ringed with ordeals she was mastered by. The tiger in the panel that she made will go on prancing, proud and unafraid. Same rhyme scheme, okay? Ordeals here is extremely severe test or experiences. Prancing again, moving around proudly, okay, moving or jumping around proudly. If we talk about poetic device, P sound repeated in prancing and proud, that's why alliteration poetic device is used there in last line. In this stanza, the poet says that one can easily sense aunt's desire for freedom and fearlessness through her designed tigers. Further, she says that it is not possible for aunt to achieve this freedom during her lifetime. Okay, she will attain it only after her death. But here also the irony of her life is that still she will be tied up with shackles in the form of her husband's wedding ring. The ring was the sole proof of the tortures which she had faced from her husband. Okay, on the other hand, there are the tigers designed by Aunt Jennifer, which will always depict her desire of living a fearless life by jumping proudly and bravely on the piece of cloth. Okay. So, Aunt Jennifer's tiger, okay, Aunt Jennifer's designed tiger depict her desire of living a fearless and free life. So, this is all about the poem Aunt Jennifer's Tiger. So, have a nice day, student. Thank you so much.